Hey guys, this is Will You Press the Button? I'm joined by Nats009
Howdy.
and we thought it'd be fun to just fuck around with this and answer a few questions, see if we agree or disagree with each other.
Ye-
So I will read out the first one for you, Nats.
Go for it,
Um,
please.
so if you push the button, you can shapeshift into any person you want, but you can never go back to your regular body.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think I would miss my face that much.
Oh,
And
come on. Your face
in
ain't
my
that bad.
I mean, you could change into anyone you want, so you would basically just be constantly having fun playing as other people. You wouldn't have time to go back to your your own face.
That's true.
But I guess my girlfriend probably wouldn't be too happy about
Well, unless you became the real Wolverine, and then I'm sure she'll love it.
that. Yeah, as long as she knew it was me on the inside, I'm sure that'll be fine.
I don't think she would actually care.
So do you agree, or would you?
um, yeah, I would actually. I can't stand
What
myself
what about, what about
sometimes.
your animals? I don't think they'll recognize you.
I don't think Monroe would give two cares about me. He's just like, nah, I love anybody.
What about the pooches? Like,
Jay would. Yeah, I suppose Jay would.
because
He would
they would,
start barking at me.
yeah, they'd go by smell. It wouldn't matter if you acted the same. Probably.
True, true.
Are
What
you
about
still
you?
going with it? I think. I,
Yeah, I think I still probably would. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Just
I
for
will as well.
randomness.
Yeah. So 64% agreed with us. Next one. You can start over as a new person, but you will have no memories of your past life. Um, I think that one's a bit silly.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that one.
Like, you're literally just reset everything, so what's the point? Like, you wouldn't
Yeah,
even
you
remember
wouldn't
you
even
had a
know.
bad life, yeah.
Exactly.
And you might just fuck up that life. It might be worse. You might
So
be
yeah,
like, yeah, you might just go into a lifestyle that's just worse. Like, you could be like monstrously poor in like a third world country or something. Yeah,
yes,
that's a big no, I think.
definite no.
Only 54% agreed with us.
My God, some people have really bad lives out
Yeah,
there, and I can
so
understand that.
maybe it's the third world countries, actually. Okay, next one. You get £10 million, but someone you love dies. So I think if you could pick the
No,
person, it might be a bit easier. But then again, I think if other people knew that you picked the person, then
that would be bad.
nah. I think ten
No,
million
I
pounds is not really
worth it. No,
worth a life, I guess. Even if it
no.
was a stranger, like if you could entirely get away with it, then maybe. But nah, not probably not.
I couldn't do it.
Nah. Okay.
No. Even if it was my dog Jay, I would be in bits. I'd be like, 10 million, so not worth it. Although I could buy another dog. In fact, I could buy another million dogs. But no, he's my boy.
If you could choose the person and the person was on their deathbed, then aye.
Well, actually, if I could choose the person they went on their deathbed, I wouldn't give.
Just like, are you in pain?
10 million, please.
Well, I've got this power that I'll get £10 million if I kill you right now. Are you cool with that?
I wouldn't even ask them. I'd be like, goodbye.
So 66% agreed with us.
Yeah.
You will be the most famous person to ever exist, but everything you say or do, anything at all, will become a meme. I mean, I don't see the problem with that. I
I
mean,
would love to be a
memes are
meme.
hilarious, yeah. Uh, it does say anything at all, so like,
Yeah, sitting on the toilet.
yeah, exactly. Like, there's going to be pictures of you like jerking it or like on the loo. Nothing embarrassing will be unknown. And like famous, does famous really mean respect? Like
Not necessarily, no.
it doesn't say no, notorious, but I mean yeah, it's not specific enough for my liking.
Although the famous, yeah, you could be a famous poor person. You know what I mean?
You could be famous for like something terrible, like uh, yeah. I'm gonna say no because there's not enough It's not specific enough. There's not enough
Yeah.
details.
I would agree with you on that one as well.
But 69% disagree with us. I think they would want to be the most famous person. But I think we've put too much thought into it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, like for example, some internet people at the moment. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be their lifestyle, even though they're very famous and making loads of money. I still wouldn't want to live like that because they're idiots. Yeah.
Right. So you would never have any loans, but you could only eat pine cones.
Pine cones would kill you.
Yeah.
Just imagine pooping that out.
Yeah.
Like a whole tree coming out your ass. Just say it.
The top comment is that's called being homeless.
Oh no.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's terrible because you would just
No
fucking
brainer.
die.
Yeah, you would because you get no nutrition from a pine cone.
I mean, you
Well, you
would
might.
never. You,
Hey, at least guys would get some wood. Just saying.
I mean, you can go without life without loans. Like, I don't see how that is a brilliant thing.
No, exactly.
I mean, fair enough, I've got a mortgage, but if I really tried, I could not have a mortgage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 73% agree with us.
Yep.
You can have dinner with any historical figure, but you catch an old-time disease from them, like cholera or smallpox.
I would say I'm not fussed about meeting an old figure. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if you're really into that, I can see a good side, because to be honest, if you're catching an old-time disease, surely we've got cures for it by now.
well, it depends. Some diseases aren't.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've pretty much wiped out smallpox, so I'm sure they
Yeah.
can do it again. I'll give them a heads up, so they quarantine me. But yeah,
I'm gonna be this dude. I may die.
my personal opinion is, yeah, not worth it.
No, I wouldn't do it.
And 63% agree with us.
Yeah.
You can dance better than anyone else in the world, but only to Justin Bieber's music.
Oh hell no! I would rather never dance again. Definitely. I would give up dancing if it was Justin Bieber music all the time. No, sorry.
But I'm gonna think, like, it's kind of a no from me for obvious reasons, but I'm gonna look at it on the positive side. I can't dance to anything anyway, so like,
What's the difference?
if anything, I'm dancing great at something. So like, I would probably just say I, just for the sake of having that talent, because I can't dance to anything else, so why not?
I could dance. That's why I'd be like no.
64% of people said no, and the top comment is I choose death.
I think I would start banging my head off a ceiling if I had to dance.
You get
Oh,
to change
someone
your
phone me,
appearance to any famous person permanently, but the famous person you change to will constantly try to hunt you down and kill you.
Just don't choose Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Exactly.
Damn!
It's permanent, so that's a little rubbish.
No, I wouldn't do it.
If you're taking over someone's life, I mean, obviously that's probably the reason to do this. You'd have to guarantee that that person that you're taking it from wouldn't look like them, but it doesn't specify that, so...
I mean, say for example you went the Queen, right? I'll transform into the Queen,
Yeah.
right? And then you're like, I have a whole army. Good luck in trying to get me. You know what I mean?
But that's my
then
point,
you're
like,
like-
who's to say that she's not just gonna
Look,
still
yes,
be the
actually,
queen, yeah, so like, she could just be like, imposter. But...
I'm the Queen. No, I am.
and then you've got a duel to the death as two old ladies.
Then you die of a heart attack on the way.
The top comment is Stephen Hawking. So like,
Good luck in him chasing you down.
a good
But then
point.
you couldn't get away either.
That's
So
what I'm
it's
thinking
like,
about. It just says change your appearance. So technically you only look like them. You're not necessarily taking their debilitations. So
Well, yeah.
he's not going to be able to kill you. Yeah, there's too many what ifs in that one as well, but
No,
I
I think
still
if I
wouldn't.
saw Stephen Hawkins running up a corridor, I think, what's going on here?
um, right, 59% wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't.
Nah. Okay. Have everyone in the world love and adore you, but never fall in love yourself.
Ooh.
This is just for a world where Christine doesn't exist, but I could bang anyone I want. And no love.
But then you would never love your children. You would never love gaming.
I wouldn't have.
Think of it that way.
Yeah, what it says never fall in love. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, but you could fall in love with gaming.
I guess so. But what if I'm already in love? Does that still count?
That's true.
But assuming that you can't fall in love with gaming or anything, then yeah, you're basically,
True.
what's the word? What's the word for like the condition that serial killers sometimes have, where they don't feel empathy? It's like psychotic or something. So I'm gonna say no.
No, I would say no as well.
I mean, everyone
Most-
love and adore you. You'd never get a moment's peace.
They'd be
56
like, take
people
me now.
agree. Your favorite sports team becomes the best in the world at their sport, but your team becomes hated by all other teams, and you will be called a bandwagoner. The top comment is my opinion, which is lol, sports suck. Yeah, I don't really have a sport that I like, so I can't really weigh in.
I would say, for example, Arsenal Football Club that I support. I wouldn't want them to be like the top and then hated all the time by every other club, because then how are they going to buy any players from other clubs? Because if they're already hated, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
If you start winning everything, then it becomes unfun.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
like if
Like,
you know
for
they're
example,
gonna win.
The Scottish Premier League is being won by one club over and over again because they ditched another one
Yeah.
that actually had a chance of getting there. So no, I wouldn't. Nah, I would say no to that one.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. 58% agree.
42% losers. Glory hunting bastards.
You gain the ability to read minds, but you can't turn the ability off. So
Ooh, I wouldn't want that.
yeah,
Could you just imagine screwing your boyfriend and then he's got that image in his brain of like you naked and then you're like, I'm just saying.
Who says that's what we think about? We're too busy thinking about unattractive things to stop us coming so early.
Oh, but what's happening, for example, right? If I'm with a guy and then he sees like, Jabba the Hutt walking along the corridor, right? And he
Yeah.
pictures that person naked and it puts him off, then I would be scarred
Puts
for
you
life
off.
at the same time.
And no one's gonna finish. Yeah, I think the ability to turn it off is pretty mandatory, although the ability to read minds is usually my go-to superpower. If anyone ever asked me which one I'd choose. Yeah, I think it's not really worth it. You'd have to live in a life of solitude, and then what's the point?
Yeah, rocking backwards and forwards in a dark room.
63% disagree with us. I guess they don't really think of the repercussions.
Yes.
You get to have madly passionate sex with your celebrity crush, but you die 10 years earlier than you would have.
Oh, that wouldn't bother me. I'll probably die young anyway. Why not?
But that means you'll die like immediately after. Just because like it does say 10 years earlier, so you don't know when you're going to die. It could be in 10 years.
Yeah, you could be like 90, so you die at 82. You know what I mean?
That's it's definitely a risk.
Oh, going back to that one just before, very quickly. Sorry. Imagine if you're in a room with your granddad and he's picturing your grandma naked. Then that would be a thing that would scar you for life.
Oh, God. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to have friends because everyone's got foul thoughts of everyone at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah, this one, like, if it was not just one time, maybe. Like, if you could, obviously this is in a world where Christine doesn't exist.
Yes, exactly.
you get to have madly passionate sex with your celebrity crush. It doesn't specify how often, so let's assume it's once, then not worth it. But maybe
Yeah,
if
no,
it's constantly,
then
like if you,
definitely.
yeah, I would definitely consider that. It would just be a total downer if you died like 5 minutes after.
Yes, you were meant to die in a car crash when you're the age of like
Yeah,
32,
it's like
42.
as soon as you ejaculate, that car comes through the roof and lands on top of you.
Wow, you went out with a bang.
Oh, they're a bit half and half here. 48% is disagreed. The top one of the top comments is interesting, mentioning rape. This is in a world where the celebrity crush is up for it as well, of course.
Oh, jeez.
It does say madly passionate. It doesn't say
Oh,
forcefully passionate. You will own all the video games you've ever always wanted, but
yeah.
you'll never get 100% on any of them.
I never do anyway, so yeah, give me them all.
Yeah, like, I mean, once upon a time I would try and do as many trophies as I could, but I just never bother my arse with that anymore.
Yeah, even if you complete a game, it's not 100%
Yeah,
complete.
exactly. Most games have side quests and everything. Like
Exactly.
you could do 99%. That's an
Yep.
easy one. Hell yeah. 66% agree.
Whoop, whoop.
I almost pressed yes after the first line. Join a band and become instantly successful, but you can't have sex with any of your groupies.
Oh, that would be easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's if it's you can't have sex, then maybe. But
I mean, if they're all blokes in your standards anyway, I'm just saying if it was a guy band, you'd be like, Same
Yeah.
if it was me. If it was an all-woman band, I'd be like, no.
yeah, as long as they don't like your band, then you're fine.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you just meet people that don't know who you are. That's an easy one. Yeah, 72% agreed.
Yep.
Okay, find the cure to all know and unknown diseases. Should say known and unknown disease of the universe. Create world peace and prosperity. Find new form a renewable source that powers the world. It's really badly worded. So a renewable source of energy. Find the keys to interstellar travel. Allow humanity to reach its limits of power and knowledge. You're credited with this and are known as the savior of humanity. But after 10 years of fame and wealth, you begin to suffer the diseases you cured. You begin to age rapidly and finally watch as your most loved ones die beside you before you yourself suffer a painful death.
So basically, cure the whole entire world, be the savior to humanity, but
Yeah.
you die by STDs.
Yeah, you die to everything. You die to everything in a painful death while you're old and all your loved ones die next to you. After 10 years. After 10 years. But you basically solve everything for the rest of the world.
Being honest, some of the world isn't worth saving because half of them are assholes.
It's very true.
Is it really worth it?
I know, like, to be honest, like, even if you solved everything, there's still reasons for war. Like,
Yes.
there's going to be people...
Power.
Yeah.
Everything.
So, like, it's... it does say allowing humanity to reach its limits of power and knowledge. So I don't know if...
Limits, though. So if an alien was to come along and go, you ought to die now, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah, who knows what the limits are, and... Yeah. Nah, it's... Fuck
Yeah,
it.
it would jump humanity too fast ahead, and half of us still act like animals ourselves. So no, I would say no. I would live my happy little life out, and screw the rest of the world. Nope.
Yeah.
Denied.
It does say, like, you begin to suffer the diseases you cured. Technically, you've got the cures for the diseases.
But there'll be no cure for you.
Well, it doesn't specify that. It
I mean,
just says...
if you were to get cured and things like that,
Yeah.
then yes, probably.
I,
But
th- I don't think it really wants us to think that. I think it's meaning you definitely die and so do your loved ones.
yeah, and not only that, if humans had the knowledge of everything, There'll be one power trippy human that'll be like, right, I know how to make a nuclear missile. Goes out, make a nuclear missile, and blows up the rest of the world anyway. So no.
But technically, we might have the power and knowledge to get rid of nuclear weapons. Like, technically, there would be defenses that are impenetrable.
Yeah, but then
And
there are people that would always strive to have power, which causes arguments and blah blah blah.
Like they'd always try and one up.
Everything.
Yeah. But it does say the keys to interstellar travel, so there's other planets
Boot
to
them
fuck
off
off
the
to.
planet. It's
Exactly.
Like, get out of here!
Just like we can all split off to all the better Earths.
I still wouldn't do it because I would want to see that world.
Yeah, I don't really want a painful death for me or my loved ones, I guess. So, fuck it. Fuck the world.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same.
56% would do it, so it's kind of half and half.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot to think about in that one. It's very.
But none of your family would be living to reap the rewards because your whole family dies with you. So what's the fucking point?
I guess
aim in life is to reproduce and move on. You know.
Well, technically, we have the technology to like put our brains into computers or whatever.
I am a program now.
Live forever. Right, we'll do a couple more.
Go for it.
You become a punk rocker, but you always have flowers in your hair. That's. I mean, you don't have to not have flowers to be punk. Like.
Exactly.
If that would just be your thing.
Yeah.
If you're a famous, it doesn't specify famous punk rocker, I guess. I'm assuming that you're a famous punk rocker who could get all the girls anyway, even if you do have flowers in your hair.
Nobody cares. It's 2017.
Exactly.
Nobody cares
No
if
one
you have
cares.
flowers in your hair.
God,
Nobody cares.
everyone's half and half. What the fuck?
No,
I thought that would be
wait,
overwhelming.
isn't that a song? Punk rocker with flowers in your hair. There's a song actually called that.
It sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
You have the ability to have sex with anyone of your choosing, but you will never be able to have a relationship. So let's just say, I mean, technically I already have the ability to have sex with anyone, but that would mean rape. So I'm assuming it means you can make them have sex with you and not
Yes.
be sad about it.
But then you don't have to be in a relationship, so pretty much the lifestyle I live at the moment.
Well, yes, it's all well and good for you, but I guess if you never want to be in a
your
relationship, that might be
situation
the
is
problem.
different.
Because if you fall in love with someone, then
Could never be with
you
them.
can never be with them. But it doesn't stop you constantly having sex with them, I guess. What defines a relationship? Like,
Friends with benefits.
as soon as you...
friends.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, that one. I'm gonna say, in a world without Christine, I would probably say aye.
But in a world with Christine, you would say.
No.
Yeah. Whereas I would probably say, yeah, why not?
We'll make this the last one. You can hear everybody's thoughts, but you can't turn it off. We've had that one. Fuck.
Yeah, we have. Well, that was reading minds, but thoughts is almost the same.
You can journey to any time and place in existence, but it's a one-way trip. So you can never go back to where you were previously. I'm guessing you can't just loop round.
Imagine saying, "Oh, I want to go back to the dinosaur era." It's like a T-Rex chases you. Wait, there's no guns. No.
This one's a bit silly because technically you could just go back to where you were, but 5 minutes later, because it says any time and place.
Yeah, you could say, right, what was the lottery results? All right, look them up, and then be like, right, I want to go back to last Saturday and win the lottery. And be like, okay.
I think maybe it means it's a one-way trip. You can only do it once. So
Yeah, win the lottery on the Saturday.
yeah, just like look up the numbers, go back like a week before.
And then win the lottery, and
And
then
then
you
win
move
the
your
lottery.
life on from there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I would
The
totally do it.
only problem is you've got to avoid yourself for a week, assuming that's the kind of timeline it is.
Murder yourself. I'm living now.
Just take their place. Yeah, like that would be weird. Like I guess maybe not a week, just like wait till maybe like a couple hours before the draw comes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually do the time jump like 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
And then you're still sitting there in your chair like, who are you? I'm you! Hello!
Yeah, you're about to get rich.
Yes, we can live as twins together. Let's go.
That was an easy one, right? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.